Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 Manager 24, and we are heading to Bahrain to start our Middle East journey of our calendar this season, and we are doing very, very well. We're going to just crack on straight from the last episode. We do have new components to fit on the car, I think. Chassis number 4 is done and can go on both cars, which is going to make us much quicker in a straight line and even better in the corners, which is where we are sort of top dogs anyway, which is great. So we've got front wing number 3 on the car, rear wing number 3 is on both cars as well, side pods number 2 is on both cars, underfloor number 2 is on both cars, and suspension number 2 is on both cars. And we do have a suspension available for number 3, which improves top speed. We're going to give it to Ollie Bearman. Normally we'd give that to Daniel Ricciardo, but we're going to give it to Ollie Bearman in this one and see how he gets on with that one. So Bahrain is a power circuit, and we should be good thanks to our medium speed performance. We're predicting that the best strategy for this circuit is a 2-stopper. It's going to be warm, not expecting rain, so I think we're going to be pretty good. Look at that. Car performance rank on the grid is number 1. So Daniel Ricciardo will get the top 9. Ollie Bearman should definitely get top 14. We'll be back after practice for qualifying. Practice done, we are back for qualifying a partly cloudy Bahrain, which is interesting. We actually ran Antoinetta Testa as our affiliate driver in car 1 in P1. She did a great job, and overall we've got great setups, 94%, 93%. Both drivers should be very, very high up the rankings in this. Q1 should be an absolute cakewalk. If we're honest, it should be an absolute piece of piss. I don't know why I'm so controlled with my language on this channel. Maybe I shouldn't be, and I should just be more me, you know, more authentic cultured left foot. If you want to see more, well, cultured right foot on this channel, if you want to see more authentic cultured right foot, please do let me know down in the comments below. But there goes Daniel Ricciardo, and we'll send out Ollie Bearman after him as well. And as I said, I'm expecting us to put in some very good times, even if we hit a bit of traffic, which I'm not sure we're going to hit too much of it. We have just overtaken Joe at a very annoying position with Daniel Ricciardo, but he goes top of the leaderboard with a 1:29.0. And how does Ollie Bearman do? He goes 5th, so not ideal for Ollie Bearman. But Daniel Ricciardo is now 2nd, 2/10 off Max Verstappen. But I do think this car has pace. We are going to have to send Ollie Bearman out again. We'll put him on the on that used set. We're going to send Daniel Ricciardo out again on the used set of tyres. There's literally no reasons to be too conservative with our tyres, but we'll wait for the perfect time at the end to see if we can set a better lap time, because Ollie Bearman being 1.2 seconds off Norris is rubbish. So both drivers are out. This is obviously, Bahrain is normally the first race of the season, but we are about halfway through, just under halfway through of the season, and we will be sort of launching this up. Daniel Ricciardo got stopped at a really annoying place there by Hulkenberg to let him pass, but the flag is down. This is the laps that are going to count for Daniel Ricciardo, who is through, and Ollie Bearman, who's a little bit close to trouble, down in 15th. But Ricciardo goes, there we go, Bearman up to 12th, second. That's what we want from Q1. Setting that time at the end, only, 8/1000ths of a second off Lando Norris. This car has pace. So into Q2 we go, and I've realised we've got the old components on the car for practice. We've got our practice components on, which is very, very irritating. But yeah, that's a little bit annoying. But we'll send both drivers out in our black livery that we're rocking this season. And who can Daniel Ricciardo fight for a Drivers' Championship? That is what we're all keen to know. But we're going out on used tyres, and we are leading the way. So hopefully we'll get a clear run on these used tyres, as there is a yellow flag there somewhere, as Ricciardo and Bearman are sort of just following each other along, and Bearman goes top again. Ricciardo 1.2 seconds, clearly did get held up by something. But yeah, we'll get some times back out there, probably on new tyres towards the end. So as it stands at the moment, Daniel Ricciardo is going out in Q2, but he's out there just about to set a lap. He's just letting Albon past him. There's not too many. I mean, Bearman is very close to Lance Stroll, which I'm a bit worried about. But Daniel Ricciardo should have a decent run here, because he should be able to catch these two on a good position to get the overtake done, which he does up the hill, and then he's going to take Norris in the DRS. Ricciardo's going to come through, currently 15th. That changes to 4th, which is much, much better. Ollie Bearman is going to stay in 7th. I don't think any of these drivers are going to jump us enough to warrant us being in danger, so both of them into Q3. Okay, here we are for Q3. We're on used tyres again. We're going to follow Max Verstappen out as he's going to set an early, sort of an early barometer for everybody in Q3. As you can see, Ollie Bearman again following Daniel Ricciardo relatively close. We both got held up by Perez on turn 1, which is a bit irritating, as Ricciardo and Bearman go. Ricciardo's not far off Verstappen, and Bearman 7/10 off, but I'm going to assume Piastri and Norris will set quick laps. Okay, 4 minutes to go. Bearman is currently bottom. Ricciardo is still 4th. Verstappen's going to hit a clear track here. Verstappen's going to set a lovely little lap. We're going to follow Norris out as everybody comes out behind us, so we should have a bit of free air for both drivers here, because Verstappen's going to come into the pits. Perez is the one that's potentially going to cause some issue. Verstappen's going again, which is interesting, as Ricciardo now starting his fastest lap, as is Ollie Bearman. What can we do in Q3? All the drivers out on track setting fast laps, as Sergio Perez starts his with 8 seconds to go. Daniel Ricciardo is going to jump to 3rd. Ollie Bearman 4th, but we're pushed down to 5th and 6th as 6th and 7th, as Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Piastri all improve. Sergio Perez, I think, may have had an incident there at the end, but 7th and 8th, or 6th and 7th, sorry, is where we're going to start. Our actual best times were set. Ollie Bearman set a 1:28.514 in Q3, and Daniel Ricciardo basically matched his same times, 1/1000th of a second between his Q2 and Q3 time. So into the race we go. Okay, so we're going to sort strategies out, and we have left 2 tyre compounds, or 2 soft sets, to be honest, so I think we can proper go for this. That's the technical term that we're going to be using in this one. That is the sort of strategy I want to run. I do want to run those mediums, and I'd love for us to get on them a little bit earlier as well. We can even go onto those hards, the softs, sorry, a bit later if we need to, but it looks like that 2 seconds is the place to go, unless we drop these down and push that soft set at the end, which probably isn't actually necessary. So I think that 2 seconds is the quickest. Do we push off? We're going to push off the line. We always do, right? So maybe something like that. Let's get Daniel Ricciardo going soft, medium, soft, ending on the softs. I do think, even though Ollie Bearman's got the slightly better suspension on his car, I do think that Daniel Ricciardo's probably our best bet for a podium. So I think we're going to go. Bearman will extend his first stint a little bit, and then we'll go on to those mediums. We're going to push the softs, push the mediums at the end. Or do we go? I sort of feel like we should do medium, soft, medium, soft. I think is the best strategy to do. I just want to really put. Can we really push those mediums? Are those softs at the end? We'll be dragged. Let's go. We're going to go for this. I know it says 3 seconds slower, but we're going to go for this. Daniel Ricciardo's going 13.19, so we've got 22 and 44 for Ollie Bearman, which I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. Yeah, they're completely different sort of pitting strategies. So we're going to lower the fuel in the car a little bit. I've got to remember, it's not the first race of the season, which means there isn't going to be like the huge chances of safety car as there is when people don't know components, don't know engines and things like that. But here we go then, into the Bahrainian Grand Prix. I'm excited. Here we are then, the Bahrainian Grand Prix. It goes McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, us. So it's going to be interesting. We are away, and let's get first thing we want to do as well. Daniel Ricciardo, high aggression going into turn 1, please, as he's just going to get boxed in a little bit. But he is through safely in turn 1. Both drivers are. If we come out of that view into this view, we'll see both drivers are there. So we've got the fastest. We are apparently the fastest car at this circuit, according to the sort of preview thing. But I just don't know. I feel like we're not. We've shown in as Porsche has picked up a mechanical fault already. That Mercedes is looking pretty poor this season. Yeah, we showed in qualifying we haven't got outright qualifying 1 lap pace, but maybe during the race we do have the pace to threaten the lead potentially. Who knows? Those McLarens are quick, the Red Bulls are quick, the Ferraris are very, very quick as well. So it's not going to be plain sailing, but I do think we've got a chance, to be honest, as we're just coming through the sort of second longest straight potentially on this circuit. You turn left, you go up the hill. Let's go on board with Daniel Ricciardo. You go up the hill, turn left, turn right. Try not to hit too much of the curb, otherwise you spin. Get onto the left-hand edge of the curb, come into the right-hand side, put your foot down as soon as you can to get the traction out of that corner, and then you just gun it towards the final turn in Bahrain. You can just see, I mean, it's pretty steady all the way across the board, right? I think the gap will come between Perez and Pourchaire as things start to open up. But one lap is down, and, well, at the front, there's one hell of a battle going on in front there. Lewis Hamilton, you can have a look. Verstappen behind Hamilton, the front two battling. Piastri just taking it all in from a bit of a distance, and then Daniel Ricciardo into turn one with Ollie Behrman just behind him. So DRS will open up, and we should have a bit of a race on our hands. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo going for it into the tight left-hander, gets it done. I'm watching on 2x speed, but that came across very quickly. Now, Daniel Ricciardo has to sort of close that gap, as Daniel Ricciardo has overtaken his Australian counterpart, Oscar Piastri, but he's got a 1.2 second gap in front of him, so we need those two to fight a little bit. We have dropped Behrman down on the old tyre usage, and we'll probably bring in the petroleum usage as well, and we need to just get this back into neutral so that both of them can manage that, as Piastri is getting back at Daniel Ricciardo, and he gets that move done, I think. No, Ricciardo has just about stayed in head and is just about keeping up with the group in front. So it's sort of Ollie Behrman a little bit lonesome at the moment. He's dropped Sergio Perez, which is amazing. But yeah, still this front six, or front seven, because Behrman is still in the battle. But yeah, this front seven is sort of the leading pack, and that's what's going to decide who. It could come down purely to strategy. Who knows? So Ollie Behrman going for the move on Oscar Piastri and gets it done, as Ricciardo overtakes Lewis Hamilton as well. So Daniel Ricciardo here just coming down into... That's not even turn one. That's the final turn before DRS. So great move from Daniel Ricciardo there to get that done on the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton, because he's going to get the DRS as well. So we're up to 4th and 6th, so it does look like we have very good race pace. And Ollie Behrman is keeping up with the DRS train ahead as well. So, I mean, we've got Hamilton on the mediums and Norris on the mediums leading as well. So, yeah, we're in a very good position, as Ollie Behrman having a little look at Lewis Hamilton on the inside into the tight left-hander, but didn't. Our straight line speed is so much better with these upgrades we've brought to the car, which is massive at a circuit like Bahrain. And the circuits coming up as well, like Yas Marina, Baku, like straight line speed is massive, DRS effectiveness is massive. Like all of these circuits coming up, we may have planned this pretty well. Obviously getting into North America, then you're looking at slightly different attributes you need for the car. Canada, straight line speed is good, but you need slow speed cornering as well. And then you've got places like Vegas, Austin in Texas at the Circuit of Americas is going to be interesting. But yeah, I think we're in a good position here, to be honest, as Daniel Ricciardo is now attacking Max Verstappen, and I don't think we're pushing... Ricciardo's pushing his tyres a bit because we want this early stint to be aggressive. But yeah, Ollie Behrman's matching sort of tyre wear, which is pretty good, to be honest, as Iwasa generates a mechanical fault as well. So all happening at the moment here in Bahrain. So Daniel Ricciardo eyeing up a move on Max Verstappen on lap 6, just as we start lap 6. And Hamlin is very happy with the tyre wear strategy that we're doing. Oh, they've merged into each other. Turn 1 there is horrendous. But Daniel Ricciardo is up into 3rd. And we're just going to get him to deploy and see if he can catch that leading pack of Leclerc and Norris. Norris, I think, was on the mediums. Yeah. So we can't let Leclerc get away, really. So we're going to ask Daniel Ricciardo to make sure he's deploying and see if he can take Lando Norris in potentially the next DRS zone and make sure that we keep pace with Charles Leclerc, which would be absolutely ideal. So he'll deploy out of here with the battery. Ollie Behrman's still battling with Piastri and Lewis Hamilton ahead of him. And then Daniel Ricciardo is kind of having a look. Didn't quite get that one done, but should get the move done here, to be honest. If we just whack him into neutral, you can see the acceleration he's got much, much more improved. And yeah, the thing is we can't let Charles Leclerc get away. That is the thing. Piastri has overtaken Ollie Behrman. That is always going to happen at some point in this. Ollie Behrman is doing a good job. He's got 4 seconds back to 8th place. So, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo battling for 1st and 2nd with Leclerc and Norris albeit on a more aggressive starting strategy. So we are just going to put him in top up to get some of that battery, because he's going to have DRS here, and he'll be able to keep pace with them. And at the moment, that's the key thing for Daniel Ricciardo, keeping pace and seeing what he can do. As you can see, he's pulled out to have a little look, give Lando Norris something to think about, but because he's run out of battery, he's relying on his DRS as Daniel Ricciardo sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, as there's a battle going on here for first. I was just about to leave the highlight, but we will carry on, because Lando Norris has overtaken Charles Leclerc, and now these two are really fighting. That's charged our battery up enough as well. We're going to have DRS to pull us back in range, so I'm not worried about losing DRS. We will still be there, and yeah, let's keep going. So Ricciardo got into a battle with Norris, overtook him at completely the wrong time. Like, he came through down here. I mean, it's a good time to overtake at the end of DRS, but couldn't pull away. Us battling has let Charles Leclerc get like a 2-second lead. And now, when we get back, you will see that this train of cars has literally all just driven past Daniel Ricciardo on the start-finish straight, going into turn 1. And there you go. So Ricciardo's gone from technically second to fourth, and now Charles Leclerc has a 3-second lead out in front, which is very, very irritating. And we've got Norris on his mediums sort of holding us up. We're now relying on Max to pull everyone along to catch up to Charles Leclerc, who's obviously not going to have DRS, but he's got so much free air. And I assume we're all going to be battling back here to try and make up that place as soon as we can. Piastri and Behrman are just in their own little battle for 6th and 7th back there. So I do think Behrman's outcome will probably come down to strategy to see how it goes. But we'll see. He's not really got enough battery to play with and do anything with. So, yeah, he's struggling. And here comes Daniel Ricciardo. We're flying past Max Verstappen. We're trying to anyway. But, yeah, we're having our own little struggles and battles here, which means Charles Leclerc is still keeping that 3-second gap out in front. Out of absolutely nowhere, both McLarens have just overtaken Daniel Ricciardo. He got into that position again where he was in third, battling in the front. That gave these two DRS, and they absolutely fly past him. This race is just weird at the moment. You can see here the amount of cars in this race for first place. We've caught up with Leclerc at the top here through DRS. So Daniel Ricciardo, although down in 5th, is actually closer to the lead driver than he has been in basically the whole of this race. Ollie Behrman and Hamilton are only a second behind this group of cars who are battling so much. I think it's going to be really helpful to pit Daniel Ricciardo earlier than anyone else so that he comes out into a bit of hopefully free air. I feel like if we have a quick look at like pit, if we say like pit now, it's predicting to come out in 21st, but obviously will it be on much quicker tyres and much faster than everyone else, and hopefully have a bit of clean air behind him, so, or in front of him, I should say. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting situation, this one, as yeah, I mean, we're keeping pace, we're doing fine. Like both, I mean, look, now Hamilton is in this battle as well, so it's a 7-car race for first place at the moment. It's absolutely bonkers in Bahrain. And we're getting to the position where Ollie Behrman's tyres are in such a better condition than Daniel Ricciardo's that he's got better traction and he can overtake his teammate. He can overtake his teammate. It looks like Iwasa's going to be retiring with his mechanical fault. It'll be interesting to see if he can make it all the way round. He should do, but he's going very, very slow. But yeah, us battling has now let a 1.3 second gap build to the cars in front, but they're going to go really slow round turn 1 because they're all concertinaing. And yeah, we should be in a very good position, but I do think Daniel Ricciardo is meant to pit the next lap. He's just lost out to Hamilton, so he is being affected by that, by those tyres. So we're going to get him in on this lap, which is good. We're not going to change too much about it. But yeah, losing those positions, we're now going to go for the undercut, because most people will probably be doing the 2-stop. Maybe you'll get a medium to hard runner, or someone will try and drag the mediums out to do a 1-stop and then go on the softs. I don't know. But yeah, Ollie Behrman just cannot keep pace, can't get in. Let's deploy him a little bit. We're just going to get him to deploy at all costs, basically. See if he can just pull himself back in. He's not going to quite get DRS out of this straight, which means Lewis Hamilton, who has got past him and will also have DRS, although Ollie Behrman's trying his best to keep pace, should drag him along, so we can then put that back into neutral, I think, which isn't a problem. But yeah, so Daniel Ricciardo will be coming into pit. And here comes Daniel Ricciardo going for what in reality is a huge undercut on his rivals. So we'll have to see. Lewis Hamilton's just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which has left Ollie Behrman in a bit of no man's land. But in he comes. Daniel Ricciardo, we need a good stop from the team. Come on, boys, make it a good one. It's a 2.1. It is very, very good. And this could bring out, if we can just squeeze out. We're not going to squeeze out in front of Ocon, but yeah, this is the problem I was worried about. We need to come out in some clean air. And is that going to be just behind the Williams drivers? Lance Stroll. Oh, we're coming out in a battle, which is so irritating. But a good stop from the team. Up into 16th is where we come out. And yeah, the potential of a huge undercut on these mediums, which we're slightly pushing again. So yeah, we'll see about that. So off the leader, Daniel Ricciardo is now 28 seconds. Pitted from 7th. He needs to put in a few good laps to make this count. But yeah, you can see Leclerc still setting personal best sectors in Sector 1, which is a little bit of a concern. We know that Ferrari has pace, but yeah, we do need to really get this moving a little bit, especially with Ollie Behrman. He does need to sort of get going a little bit, to be honest. I mean, he is going to have a push on the mediums and a push on the softs, so he is going to have pace at the end of the race. I guess that's what we're relying on. Not sure. Okay, Daniel Ricciardo's cutting his way through the field up to 11th already and just making a move here on Esteban Ocon on those medium tyres. Ollie Behrman, we're going to get him in early. We're going to get him in a couple of laps early just to do that undercut. I think we need to do something different to the teams in front to give him those positions. As you see, Russell and Stroll both pitting as well right now. But Daniel Ricciardo, yeah, he is now... What is he off the leaders now? He is 8 seconds off the leaders, and they are yet to pit. So, at the moment, it's advantage Daniel, I would suggest. Oh, no, he's not. He's not 8 seconds off at all. I was looking at Ollie Behrman. He's 27 seconds off, but I'd still put that as advantage Daniel. I really would, because he is already doing so. Hulkenberg has just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. What tyres has he gone on to? He's gone on to new soft, so maybe soft medium was the way to go. But at the moment, I'm very happy with where we're sitting. Ollie Behrman will be coming into pit relatively soon, but yeah, he's lost quite a lot of pace to the lead drivers, so I think getting him in is the right thing to do. And here he comes as Charles Leclerc pits as well, and Piastri have pitted in here at this point. And on go the medium tyres for Ollie. It's a 1.9 flat. What a pit stop that is for Ollie Behrman, as Daniel Ricciardo is now exiting just coming through the pits here. As it works out for him, he has made up some time. Obviously, the drivers in front of him though are going to be on fresher tyres, so they might pull away. But this is, I'd say Piastri is probably net P2, and he's on the soft, so Piastri's going to be ending on mediums, I think, which is interesting. Leclerc's come out on softs as well. So, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo on those mediums might be left a little bit short-handed. But Behrman pitting and coming out in 8th is absolutely massive. So, both our drivers in decent positions, as I would say right now. So, Max Verstappen has just pitted as well. Daniel Ricciardo is struggling against those those drivers on new soft tyres. But Max Verstappen is in the pits. He's just had his stop onto a fresh set of softs. And it'll be interesting to see where he comes out. And can he keep his... I mean, he's going to come out very close to Daniel Ricciardo, I think, here. As the fastest lap has just been set by Oscar Piastri. And that is Max Verstappen, that little blob coming out of the pits. Red Bull have got a very good strategy there. And Max Verstappen has taken turn 1 absolutely terribly, held Daniel Ricciardo up horribly, and is now going to really mud Daniel Ricciardo's race, although we do have DRS, so it's not all bad. But, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? We're still running in 6th and 7th after the first pit stops, even though we've tried something a little bit different. But we'll have to wait and see how we get on. But Leclerc, 18 seconds off Norris, who is yet to pit. He could be doing a one-stopper, which, well, I don't think will work out for him, but we'll have to wait and see, as Pierre Gasly now sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. What on earth is happening? So Norris has pitted and got out in 4th. He has played this very well. He's gone onto a set of soft tyres, which will not make it till the end, so definitely doing a two-stopper as well. Daniel Ricciardo still battling with his ex-teammate Max Verstappen, and Ollie Behrman still in a little world of his own, just getting the car round, which is fine by me, to be honest. Ollie, you keep doing what you need to do. So it's sort of as I expected would happen. The soft runners have sort of run away from Daniel Ricciardo, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because we're going to be ending on the quicker soft tyre with both drivers. So I'm really not too worried at the moment. And we're doing a decent job, even though it doesn't really look it at the moment. The medium tyres are lapping nearly 2 seconds a lap slower with Daniel Ricciardo at the moment, but we're not pushing anything, we're not doing anything with fuel or the battery. He's all just running it or sort of has as he wants. Ollie Behrman's lapping quicker than Daniel Ricciardo, but he's on fresher tyres. But I just think at the end on the softs, we're going to be in a better position than the AI. Obviously, there are a few people that started on the medium tyre. So Norris is doing medium soft, so he'll be on a quick tyre as well. Hamilton, I think, went medium soft, probably do another set of softs, but he has a mechanical fault, so he's going to be struggling towards the end potentially and not at maximum speed. So it's a weird one. Should we probably be doing better? Yes, but are we exactly where we qualified? I think so. So it's strange. It's turned into a strange race, especially that Norris is 4 seconds off the pace of the top 3, but pitted later, so we'll be staying. Yeah, it's hard to predict. It's really hard to predict. But yeah, anyway, we're P6 and P7. So here comes Daniel Ricciardo round the last corner. He is going to come in for his final pit stop of this Grand Prix. It's going to bring him out a long way behind the leaders. He's 16 seconds off them already. But of course, he is ending the race on the soft tyre. So hopefully he can make something work. We've saved up a bit of fuel as well, so we can push on the end there. It's a 2.0 second stop, so really good stuff from Daniel Ricciardo. I think the extra time between Grand Prix is allowing the team to really put in the practice for the stops and things like that. So yeah, I was expecting him to come out just behind Lance Stroll, which I think he is going to do, and just in front of George Russell. Yeah, there he is. So out and about, that is Daniel Ricciardo. All of his stops done, onto his final tyre compound, the soft tyre. See him through to the end. Hopefully it will allow him to climb up the rankings. I mean, we've got a set of soft tyres that are like, I think like 89% worn if we need them for a safety car. So we're not in a terrible position with Daniel Ricciardo if he gets through the order and there's a bit of a late safety car. But we shall see. He'll very quickly catch up to Lance Stroll and get DRS off Lance Stroll, I imagine. But yeah, next up, Ollie Behrman's pit stop. He's got another 10 or so laps. So I can't call the end of this race because I'm not sure what compounds everyone's going to finish on. Okay, Piastri and Verstappen have pitted. Piastri is back out on fresh mediums, as is Max Verstappen. So Daniel Ricciardo and Oliver Behrman are going to be on quicker tyres than them when Behrman obviously does his pit. But this is going to be a battle of the tyre compounds. So Daniel Ricciardo is he's at the end of his stint, right? He's on his last stint, sorry, up into 7th as well. But yeah, there's a big gap towards the top. That Ferrari and the McLarens are very, very fast, so we will have to keep an eye on how they're doing. But Daniel Ricciardo on these tyres till the end should be lapping quicker than everybody else who's going to be on the mediums. Ollie Behrman obviously doing a great job hanging it out there in 5th before he's going to be finishing on a push stint on the softs as well. So all to play for, 17 laps to go. So Leclerc pits in as well. He's coming on medium. So us ending on the soft tyres could be massive here. Obviously, Norris has gone medium softs, I assume, putting on another set of softs. But we'll have to wait and see what this means for our drivers. But Leclerc coming out, battling his teammate at the pit exit. And there is Daniel Ricciardo, not too far behind the 2 Ferraris. So can he just have a little push to get him back into where he needs to be? That would be massive. So Ollie Behrman not far off his final pit stop. I'd say at the moment we're going to be finishing 6th and 7th, but you never know. So Ollie Behrman has his teammate approaching him from behind, so we call him into the pits, get him out of the way, and get him on those fresh tyres for softs. Lewis Hamilton's mechanical fault has got a little bit worse, but if we get a good stop here, we could be out battling Sergio Perez as he comes around the final corner. 2.1, it's another good stop. Sergio Perez just coming around the final corner now. If we can time this to be battling Sergio, that would be absolutely epic on these fresh tyres. Pick up a bit of DRS and then make our way forward if we can. Daniel Ricciardo's got 10 seconds to make up on the cars in front. Ollie Behrman is going to come out just behind Sergio Perez, and we are in a good position with Ollie. So I'm happy. I'm happy with this. 79% wear on Ricciardo's tyres is a little bit shocking. But yeah, Ollie on fresh tyres. If he catches up to Daniel, we will give Ollie Bearman the preferential treatment, I think, because his tyre strategy means he should be going faster. So Lando Norris has pitted. He has gone for the medium soft, which again should keep him in good stead. But Daniel Ricciardo should be coming out pretty close to him. Now, Daniel Ricciardo is losing lap time to the cars in front because they've got DRS. So if we can really push this and stay with Norris and make sure we get that DRS off Norris for the next bit of the DRS, that would be absolutely massive. But my worry is that we're going to push our battery too much and then Norris will ditch us because we don't have the battery to keep up. But there you go. We're already in that second there. That's all we need to do. Don't make the move. Just harvest up from here on in, Daniel. Harvest up. Because you need to stick with Norris on those fresh softs. That's all you need to do. If you two can DRS each other and pull each other along to that group in front, that is absolutely huge. Because I think has Hamilton pitted twice? Yeah, he has. Everyone in front has done all their pit stops. So we need to stick with Lando Norris here. We need to stick with Lando Norris. That is key. That is absolutely fundamental to the game plan today, Daniel. You don't have to overtake him. You've gone for it anyway. Fine. But, I mean, it will lose a little bit of time, but it's fine. Norris will get in front of you because we're charging the battery, which again is not too much of a problem. We could probably push Ollie Bearman a little bit. Why? Oh, I have got him on aggressive, haven't I? Don't be so aggressive, Daniel. Don't be so aggressive. It's fine. Don't be so aggressive. 10 laps to go. We are out dragging a McLaren whilst not deploying any battery, which means Lando Norris is probably going to get the DRS, which is a right pain in the arse because he's pushed us wide as well. Did that rear wing open? Yes, it did. Well done, Daniel, you absolute buffoon. You absolute buffoon. At least Norris is going to pull us along and go quicker, and we're still going to be in touching distance with him. So overall, it's not dreadful, I guess. But yeah, because we shouldn't get DRS there. He should get double DRS. But okay, we'll take it. We're getting pulled along again by Lando Norris, and Ollie Bearman 17 seconds behind. He's got Sergio Perez for company behind him, but yeah, okay, right. Come on, Ollie, you're pushing those tyres. You should be going quicker than others. Lap times, please, people. Lap times. 134.0 for us, or 133 for Bearman, so he is going quicker. 134, 133, 133. Okay, we're not... I might have got the strategy. I don't think I've got the strategy wrong. Did we not get DRS? We did get DRS. Okay, Daniel. All right, calm down. Calm down. You have got DRS. I mean, look at Norris on those fresh tyres. Jesus Christ. Right, Daniel, you've got to push this, mate. We need to stay in the DRS for the next strip. Iwasa is out. Iwasa has retired the car with that mechanical fault. We have been absolutely left for dead here by Lando Norris, which means we are not going to get DRS. We are going to be sitting ducks, and we are going to be finishing 6th and 7th in this race. Okay, we have a yellow flag. 2 cars out, a lot of debris. Is there going to be a safety car? I don't think so just yet, but it's Liam Lawson and a Kick Sauber, which I think is Nico Hulkenberg. Well, there's a slight touch. I mean, whoever that is went absolutely flying. No massive incident though, so no need for the safety car. Just the yellow flag out. It was Lawson and Hulkenberg. Yes, it was. As Hamilton's issue is getting worse. Leclerc's issue getting worse for Ferrari as well. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. Norris has put 5 seconds down the road of us already. Those soft tyres at the end are amazing. Liam Lawson has picked up a penalty. So Daniel Ricciardo starts his final lap of the Bahrainian Grand Prix. And as I said, we're going to be finishing 6th and 7th. Lando Norris has got his way up to 4th, but I don't think he's going to catch Max Verstappen with 2 seconds on the last lap. Oscar Piastri is currently leading this Grand Prix, doing the soft, medium strategy. So he has done very well. Leclerc is in 2nd, soft, medium. Max Verstappen, soft, medium. And then Lando Norris going medium, soft. So obviously running them back to back is the way to go at the Bahrainian Grand Prix. Doing those soft tyres stints one way or another back to back seems to be the way to go. But there's a few mechanical faults happening, so people are going to have to take new parts at some point soon as well, which could see some interesting grid penalties coming up in the future. But yeah, we're all right. 6th and 7th I'm not too upset with. It's going to be points in the Constructors and in the Drivers Championship as well. Obviously you can see from in front of us that the Ferraris and the McLarens have so much pace. As here we go, it's the final sprint to the line. Is Charles Leclerc going to get it done? No, he can't. It's Piastri number 1, Leclerc number 2, Verstappen comes home 3rd, Norris takes 4th with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and Lewis Hamilton will come home nursing that mechanical fault home, 12 seconds behind Lando Norris. He will take home 5th, and then Daniel Ricciardo did close the gap to Lewis Hamilton in front, but 3.9 seconds later he's over the line in 6th, followed by Ollie Behrman bringing it home in 7th. So I think 6th and 7th, not the best, because our car was ranked to be the fastest at this circuit, but also not dreadful. Good points scored. We'll move on to the next race. So Oscar Piastri up 4 places to take first. That's very impressive from him. Lando Norris actually dropped 3 but got the fastest lap. Daniel Ricciardo up 1, Ollie Behrman down 1. So they literally swapped positions. In the drivers, Daniel Ricciardo goes to 4th, Ollie Behrman stays 8th. And in the constructors, we remain in 3rd, although Red Bull do close the gap by 5 points. It does look like McLaren are running away with the constructors this season. That McLaren car is an absolute rocket ship. The DHL fastest pit stop, just give us the money now. I mean, we're going to win it. It's absolutely incredible, our lead at the top. Absolutely love to see it. And we end the Bahrainian Grand Prix with the research team completing their job on the 2025 front wing, and we've got some more side pods coming in as well. So the next race is Abu Dhabi. That is what we're going to be back for in the next episode. We need a new underfloor on Ollie Behrman's car, and we need a new rear wing on Daniel Ricciardo's car. So whilst we are improving the car as well, it definitely does seem the AI is very competent at research this year as well, because they are doing some very good things as well. Maya Waig, I mean, yes, we'll sponsor her. She's already one of my affiliate drivers. Yes, I'll sponsor her for 600,000. That is fine. So the post-race data, we did, reasonably well. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad where we finished. Right, research for next year. Let's go for the front wing again, or the side pods. Let's go for the front wing again. We've got nothing left to invest, but we just need to get this done. We'll go with... Do I want to do high speed, low speed, cooling? I don't really want cooling. Who wants cooling in this world? We'll do low speed, optimized low speed, I think. And we'll chuck 2 engineers on it for now. 1.8 million. Bosh. We've got 64 million left in the cost cap. And I do think we've finished with car improvements for this year. The changes for next year are so harsh that we do need to make sure next year's car is competitive. This year, we should finish 4th or above, because I think even if Red Bull catch us, I don't think Aston Martin are quick enough to catch us this year, so we'll see how that one goes. McLaren are running away with it. Ferrari will probably challenge them towards the end of the season, and then I think it's us and Red Bull battling for that 3rd place in the constructors. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.